Welcome to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. As we broadcast tonight's show, Hurricane Florence is grinding its way into the East Coast. And I just hope everyone is staying safe. We are thinking of you. This thing is scary. Almost as scary as the Weather Channel's new graphics.
Once that water comes up to 3 feet, you can see it would be coming up my shins up towards my waist. This could be enough to knock you off your feet. It could even float some cars that could be parked on the side of the roadway. This is extremely dangerous, but once we get up into that 6-foot range, look at how high this water goes. Winds pick everything up. Cars would be floating at this point. This water's over my head. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. So if you find yourself here, please get out. If you're told to go, you need to go.
Yes, get out. Or get yourself one of those magic gray circles that water can't touch. That would also be good. Well, we here will not be outdone by the Weather Channel's graphics. So let's check in on the storm with our chief meteorologist, Sonny Thunders.
Behold his mighty hand.
Yeah, great work, great work.
Amazing.
Great work, thanks, Sonny. Stay safe out there. Now, you know, folks, if you watch the show, you know we kid the president about being a terrible person. But in reality, it is much worse than we could have imagined, because President Trump has been laser focused on hurricane response this week. Just not this one. He's talking about the one a year ago because he's been tweeting a lot about what a great job he did responding to Hurricane Maria that decimated Puerto Rico last year, resulting in the death of almost 3,000 American citizens. And it's really hard to imagine anything more horrible than that, other than this tweet. 3,000 people did not die in the 2 hurricanes that hit Puerto Rico. When I left the island after the storm had hit, they had anywhere from 6 to 18 deaths. As time went by, it did not go up by much. Then, a long time later, they started to report really large numbers, like 3,000, ... This was done by the Democrats in order to make me look bad as possible when I was successfully raising billions of dollars to help rebuild Puerto Rico. If a person died for any reason, like old age, just add them to the list. Bad politics. I love Puerto Rico. Yes, you're my favorite bunch of lying, ungrateful, fake dead people. I like Puerto Ricans who don't die. I just want to state that not only is this a sickening tweet, it is in no way true. At the government's request, researchers at George Washington University's Milken Institute of Public Health did a study and estimated that 2,975 people died as a result of the disaster and its effects, which unfolded over months. And it had been pushed out of the front pages because of all the other bad news about Donald Trump. Then he brought it up again. It's kind of like he was on trial for littering and said on the stand, I only threw that cup out of my window because I was distracted by the homeless man I ran over. Pretty sure he died of old age. Okay? Democrats pushed him in front of my car. And Trump's lashing out all over the place. Republicans reportedly believe that Trump will soon fire Attorney General and Cabbage Patch American Jeff Sessions. This is no surprise. Trump has had major problems with the Department of Justice, mainly the justice part. But here's the thing. They don't think anyone can get confirmed if Sessions needs to be replaced. And on top of that, no one in the GOP wants the job. When asked about it, Senator John Cornyn said, we already have an attorney general. I love my job. Lindsey Graham responded, no, I like being a senator. There are plenty of more qualified people than me, bunches of them, thousands. And Rand Paul replied, was ist das, Attorney General? I am Hans, a humble German tourist with no opinions. I like that Hans guy. Nice one. Trump is also apparently considering firing Defense Secretary and man whose eyes count as carry-on bags. James Mattis. He looks tired. It was a tough job. He was very tired.
Wow.
Very tired. Secretary Mattis is famously nicknamed Mad Dog Mattis, which is the coolest military nickname since General William Clinically Depressed Horace Wilkins. But over time, Trump has come to realize that Mattis's policies aren't as wild as his nickname suggests, and Trump privately calls Mattis Moderate Dog. Hey, moderate dog. Ha ha, you're not actually insane. Sucks to be you. And we're learning more about Trump's mismanagement style thanks to a new op-ed by the former VP of construction for the Trump Organization, Barbara Rez. She wrote that during the construction of Trump Tower, Trump was inspecting the elevators, and Trump looked at the panels where the buttons you push to reach a floor were located. He noticed that next to each number were some little dots. What's this? Trump asked. Braille, the architect replied. You'd think Trump would love Braille. It's like reading through groping. But what's that? Oh yeah, I like. But he told the architect to get rid of it. We can't, the architect said. It's the law. To which Trump yelled, get rid of the expletive Braille. No blind people are going to live in Trump Tower. Maybe, but if you've seen Trump Tower, I'm pretty sure blind people decorated it. According to... No. I like the cheering, but I was being the blind decorator hearing the decor. According to Rez, Trump knew that the architect couldn't actually take the Braille off, but ordering an underling to do something that was impossible gave Trump the opportunity to yell at them and also blame them for anything that went wrong later. She called it a Trump-style win-win, as opposed to a Trump-style lose-win, which is how he became president. Now, not only, some electoral college fans. Not only that, Trump asked his workers to lie in order to sell more apartments, like saying that the marble in the bathroom was luxurious when they knew it was made with crushed marble and glue. That's like saying, you see this hamburger? Go to the livestock auction and convince people it's a cow, okay? Just squeeze it and moo behind your hand. Moo moo.